The Great Bible, 1 Kings, the 20th chapter. The first and second time that Samaria was besieged of Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, the 20th chapter. And Ben-Hadad, the king of Syria, gathered all his host together, having 32 kings with him, and horses and chariots, and went up and besieged Samaria, and warred against it. And he sent messengers to Ahab, king of Israel, into the city, and said unto him, Thus saith Ben-Hadad, Thy silver and thy gold is mine, and the fairest of thy wives, and of thy children be mine. And the king of Israel answered and said, My lord, king, according to thy saying, I am thine, and all that I have. And when the messengers came again, they said, Thus saith Ben-Hadad, Forasmuch as I have sent unto thee, saying, Thou shalt deliver me thy silver and thy gold, and thy wives and thy children, I will therefore send my servants unto thee tomorrow this time, and they shall search thine house, and the houses of thy servants, and whatsoever is pleasant in thine eyes, they shall take it in their hands, and bring it away. Then the king of Israel sent for all the elders of the land, and said, Take heed, I pray you, and see, how this fellow goeth about mischief. For he said unto me, For my wives, for my children, for my silver, and for my gold, and I denied him not. And all the elders and all the people said, Hearken not unto him, nor consent. Wherefore he said unto the messengers of Ben-Hadad, Tell my lord the king, all that thou didst send for to thy servant at the first time, that I will do, but this thing I may not do. And the messengers departed, and brought answer again. And Ben-Hadad sent unto him again, and said, And thus do the gods unto me, if the dust of Samaria be enough for all the people that follow me, to take every man an handful. And the king of Israel answered and said, Tell him, let not him that putteth on his harness boast himself, as he that putteth it off. And it fortuned that when Ben-Hadad heard that tidings, as he was with the kings drinking within the pavilions, he said unto his servants, Put on your harness. And they set themselves in array against the city. And behold, there came a prophet unto Ahab, king of Israel, saying, Thus saith the Lord, Hast thou seen all this great multitude? Behold, I will deliver it into thine hand this day, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. And Ahab said, By whom? He said, Thus saith the Lord, even by the servants of the governors of the shears. He said again, Who shall order the battle? And he answered, Thou. Then he numbered the servants of the governors of the shears, and they were 232. And after them also he numbered all the people, all the children of Israel, even 7,000. And they went out at noon. But Ben-Hadad did drink till he was drunken in the pavilions, both he and the kings, even 32 kings that helped him. And the servants of the governors of the shears went out first. And Ben-Hadad sent out, and they showed him, saying, There are men come out of Samaria. He said, Whether they be come out for peace, take them alive, or whether they be come out to fight, take them yet alive. And so those young men of the governors of the shears came out of the city, and the host after them, and they slew every one his enemy that came in his way. And the Syrians fled, and they of Israel followed after them. And Ben-Hadad the king of Syria escaped on a horse with his horsemen. And the king of Israel went out, and smote the horses and chariots, and with a great slaughter slew he the Syrians. And there came a prophet to the king of Israel, and said unto him, Go forth, and play the man. Be wise, and take heed what thou doest. For when the year is gone about, the king of Syria will come up against thee. And the servants of the king of Syria said unto him, The gods of the hills are their gods, and therefore they had the better of us. But let us fight against them in the plain, and for what ye will, we shall have the better of them. And this do, take the kings away every man out of his place, and put dukes in their rooms. And do thou number thee an host, like the host that thou hast lost, such horses and such chariots, and we will fight against them in the plain, and thou shalt see us get the better of them. And he hearkened unto their voice, and did even so. And it fortuned that after the year was gone about, Benhadad numbered the Syrians, and went up to Aphek to fight against Israel. And the children of Israel were numbered, and with their whole number went they against them. And the children of Israel pitched before them, like two little flocks of kids. But the Syrians filled the country. And there came a man of God, and said unto the king of Israel, Thus saith the Lord, Because the Syrians have said, The Lord is but God of the hills, and not God of the valleys, therefore will I deliver all this great multitude into thine hand, and ye shall know that I am the Lord. And they pitched one over against the other 7 days. And it came to pass that in the 7th day the battle was joined, and the children of Israel slew of the Syrians 100,000 footmen in 1 day. But the rest fled to Aphek into the city. And there fell a wall upon 27,000 of the men that were left. And Benhadad fled, and came into the city from chamber to chamber. And his servants said unto him, Behold, we have heard say, that the kings of the house of Israel are merciful kings. We will therefore put sackcloth about our loins, and ropes about our necks, and go out to the king of Israel, if haply he will save thy life. And so they girded sackcloth about their loins, and put ropes about their heads, and came to the king of Israel, and said, Thy servant Benhadad saith, I pray thee, let me live. He said, Is he yet alive? He is my brother. And they took the word for good luck, and hastily caught it out of his mouth, and said, Yea, thy brother Benhadad. He said, Go, bring him hither. And Benhadad came out unto him, and he caused him to come up into the chariot. And he said unto him, The cities which my father took from thy father, I will restore again. And thou shalt make streets for thee in Damascus, as my father did in Samaria. And I will make an appointment with thee, and send thee away. And so he made an appointment with him, and sent him away. And there was a certain man of the children of the prophets, which said unto his neighbor in the word of the Lord, Smite me, I pray thee. And the man would not smite him. Then said he unto him, Because thou hast not hearkened unto the voice of the Lord, behold, as soon as thou art departed from me, a lion shall slay thee. And it came to pass, that as soon as he was departed from him, a lion found him, and slew him. Then he found another man, and said, Smite me, I pray thee. And the man smote him, so that in smiting he wounded him. So the prophet went forth, and waited for the king by the way, and put himself out of knowledge with ashes, which he laid upon his face. And when the king came by, he cried unto the king, and said, Thy servant went out in the midst of the battle, and behold, there went away a man, whom another man brought unto me, and said, Keep this man, and if he be missed or lost, thy life shall go for his, or else thou shalt pay a talent of silver. And as thy servant had here and there to do, he was gone. And the king of Israel said unto him, Even so shall thy judgment be, as thou hast defined it thyself. And he hasted, and took the ashes away from his face. And the king of Israel knew him, that he was of the prophets. And he said unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Because thou hast let go a man that is in my curse, thy life shall go for his life, and thy people for his people. And the king of Israel went to his house wayward and in displeasure, and came to Samaria. The 21st chapter. Jezebel commandeth to kill Naboth for the vineyard that he refused to sell to Ahab. Deliah reproveth Ahab, and he repenteth. The 21st chapter. After these things it chanced that Naboth the Jezreelite had a vineyard in Jezreel, hard by the palace of Ahab, king of Samaria. And Ahab spake unto Naboth, saying, Give me thy vineyard, that I may make me a garden of herbs thereof, because it lieth so nigh my house. And I will give thee for it a better vineyard than it is. Or rather, if it please thee, I will give thee the worth of it in money. And Naboth said to Ahab, The Lord forbid thee from me, that I should give the inheritance of my father unto thee. And Ahab came into his house heavy, and evil apaid, because of the word which Naboth the Jezreelite had spoken to him. For he had said, I will not give thee the inheritance of my fathers. And he laid him down upon his bed, and turned away his face to the wall, and would eat no bread. But Jezebel his wife came to him, and said unto him, Why is thy spirit so wayward, that thou eatest no bread? And he said unto her, For I spake unto Naboth the Jezreelite, and said unto him, Give me thy vineyard for money, or else, if it please thee, I will give thee another vineyard for it. And he answered, I will not give thee my vineyard. And Jezebel his wife said unto him, Dost thou thus govern the kingdom of Israel? Up, and eat bread, and set thine heart at rest. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. And so she wrote a letter in Ahab's name, and sealed it with his seal, and sent the letter unto the elders and to the nobles that were in his city, dwelling with Naboth. And she wrote in the letter, saying, Proclaim a fast, and set Naboth on high among the people, and set 2 unthrifts before him, to bear false witness against him, saying, Thou didst blaspheme God and the king. And then carry him out, and stone him to death. And the men of his city, that is to say, which dwelt in his city, did as Jezebel had sent unto them, and as it was written in the letter which she had sent unto them. They proclaimed fasting, and set Naboth among the chief of the people. And there came in 2 men, the children of Belial, and sat before him. And the 2 unthrifty persons witnessed against Naboth in the presence of the people, saying, Naboth did blaspheme God and the king. And they carried him out of the city, and stoned him with stones, that he died. And then they sent to Jezebel, saying, Naboth is stoned to death. And it fortuned, when Jezebel heard that Naboth was stoned to death, she said to Ahab, Up, and take possession of the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, which he denied to give thee for money. For Naboth is not alive, but dead. And when Ahab heard that Naboth was dead, he stood up to go down to the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite, and to take possession of it. And the word of the Lord came unto Eliah the Tishbite, saying, Up and go down to meet Ahab, king of Israel, which is in Samaria. For lo, he is gone down to the vineyard of Naboth, to take possession of it. And therefore shalt thou say unto him, Thus saith the Lord, Hast thou killed and gotten possession? And thou shalt speak unto him, saying, Thus saith the Lord, In the place where dogs licked the blood of Naboth, shall dogs lick even thy blood also? And Ahab said to Eliah, Hast thou found me, O thou mine enemy? He answered, I have found thee, for thou art even sold to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord. Behold, I will bring evil upon thee, and will make clean riddance of thy posterity, and will destroy from Ahab even him that maketh water against the wall, and him that is shut up and left behind in Israel, and will make thine house like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasa the son of Ahiah, for the provocation wherewith thou hast provoked, and made Israel to sin. And of Jezebel spake the Lord, saying, Dogs shall eat Jezebel in the possession of Jezreel, and he that dieth of Ahab in the town, him shall dogs eat, and he that dieth in the fields, him shall the fowls of the air eat. But there was none like Ahab, which did even sell himself to work wickedness in the sight of the Lord, and that because Jezebel his wife pricked him forward. He did exceeding abominably in following foul idols, according to all things, as did the Amorites, whom the Lord cast out before the children of Israel. And it fortuned that when Ahab heard those words, he rent his clothes, and put sackcloth about his flesh, and fasted, and lay in sack, and went barefoot. And the word of the Lord came to Eliah the Tishbite, saying, Seest thou how Ahab humbleth himself before me? Because he so submitteth himself before me, I will not bring that evil in his days, but in his son's days will I bring evil upon his house. And they continued 3 years without war between Syria and Israel. The 22nd chapter. 400 false prophets do counsel Ahab and Jehoshaphat to war against Ramoth. Only Micaiah prophesieth the truth, for which he is smitten and put in prison, of Ahaziah, otherwise called Ochozias. The 22nd chapter. And in the 3rd year did Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah, come down to the king of Israel. And the king of Israel said unto his servants, Know ye not that Ramoth in Gilead is ours? And we sit still, and take it not out of the hand of the king of Syria. And he said unto Jehoshaphat, Wilt thou come with me to battle against Ramoth in Gilead? And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, I will be as thou art, and my people shall be as thine, and my horses as thine. And Jehoshaphat said unto the king of Israel, Ask counsel, I pray thee, at the word of the Lord today. And then the king of Israel gathered the prophets together upon 400 men, and said unto them, Shall I go against Ramoth in Gilead to battle, or shall I let it alone? And they said, Go up, for the Lord shall deliver it into the hands of the king. And Jehoshaphat said, Is there here never a prophet of the Lord more, that we may inquire of him? And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, There is yet one man, Micaiah the son of Jimlah, by whom we may ask counsel of the Lord. But I hate him, for he doeth not prophesy good unto me, but evil. And Jehoshaphat said, Let not the king say so. Then the king of Israel called a chamberlain, and said, Set Micaiah the son of Jimlah hither at once. And the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat the king of Judah sat either in his seat, and their apparel on them, in a void place beside the entering in of the gate of Samaria. And all the prophets prophesied before them. And Zedekiah, the son of Canaan, made horns of iron, and said, Thus saith the Lord, With these horns shalt thou push the Syrians, until thou have made an end of them. And all the prophets prophesied even so, saying, Go up to Ramoth in Gilead, and prosper, for the Lord shall deliver it into the king's hands. And the messenger that was gone to call Micaiah spake unto him, saying, Behold, the words of the prophets speak good unto the king with one mouth. Let thy word, therefore, I pray thee, be like the word of every one of them, to speak that which is good. And Micaiah said, As truly as the Lord liveth, whatsoever the Lord saith unto me, that will I speak. And so he came to the king, and the king said unto him, Micaiah, ought we to go against Ramoth in Gilead to battle, or to be still? He answered unto him, Go and prosper. The Lord shall deliver it into the hand of the king. And the king said unto him, So and so many times do I charge thee, that thou tell me nothing but that which is true in the name of the Lord. He said, I saw all them of Israel scattered upon the hills, as sheep that have not a shepherd. And the Lord said, These have no master. Let every man return unto his house in peace. And the king of Israel said unto Jehoshaphat, Did I not tell thee that he would prophesy no good unto me, but evil? And he said again, Hear thou therefore the word of the Lord. I saw the Lord sit on his seat, and all the host of heaven stood about him on his right hand and on his left. And the Lord said, Who shall persuade Ahab, that he may go and fall at Ramoth in Gilead? And one said on this manner, and another on that. And there came forth a certain spirit, and stood before the Lord, and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord said unto him, Wherewith? And he said, I will go out, and be a false spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. He said, Thou shalt persuade him, and prevail. Go forth then, and do even so. Now therefore hold, the Lord hath put a lying spirit in the mouth of all these thy prophets, and the Lord hath spoken evil toward thee. But Zedekiah the son of Chenaanah went to and smote Micaiah on the cheek, and said, When went the Spirit of the Lord from me, to speak unto thee? And Micaiah said, Behold, thou shalt see in the day, when thou shalt go from chamber to hide thee. And the king of Israel said, Take Micaiah, and carry him unto Ammon, the governor of the city, and unto Joab the king's son, and say, Thus saith the king, Put this fellow in the prison house, and feed him with bread of affliction, and with water of trouble, until I return in peace. And Micaiah said, If thou return in peace, the Lord hath not spoken by me. And he said, Hearken ye people, every one of you. And so the king of Israel and Jehoshaphat the king of Judah went up to Ramoth in Gilead, and the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, Change thee when thou goest to war, and put on thine apparel. And the king of Israel charged himself and went to battle. But the king of Syria commanded the 32 captains that had rule over his chariots, saying, Fight neither with small nor great, save only against the king of Israel. And when the captains of the chariots saw Jehoshaphat, they said, Surely it is the king of Israel. And they turned to fight against him. And Jehoshaphat cried, and so it came to pass, that when the captains of the chariots saw that he was not the king of Israel, they turned back from him. And a certain man drew a bow ignorantly, and by chance smote the king of Israel between the ribs and his harness. Wherefore he said unto the driver of his chariots, Turn thy hand, and carry me out of the host, for I am sore sick. And the battle increased that day, and the king stood still in his chariot against the Syrians, and died at even. And the blood ran out of the wound into the midst of the chariot. And there went a proclamation throughout the host about the going down of the sun, saying, Every man to his city, and to his own country. And so the king of Israel died, and they came to Samaria, and buried him there. And one washed the chariot in the pool of Samaria, and the dogs licked up his blood, and harlots washed by the poolside, according unto the word of the Lord which he spake. The rest of the words that concern Ahab, and all that he did, and the ivory house which he made, and all the cities that he builded, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? And so Ahab slept with his fathers, and Ahaziah his son reigned in his stead. Joshaphat the son of Asa began to reign upon Judah in the 4th year of Ahab, king of Israel. And Jehoshaphat was 35 years old when he began to reign, and reigned 25 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Azubah, the daughter of Silhi, and he walked in all the ways of Asa his father, and bowed not therefrom, but did that which was right in the eyes of the Lord. Nevertheless, the hill altars were not taken out of the way, for the people offered and burnt incense yet in the hill altars. And Jehoshaphat made peace with the king of Israel. The rest of the words that concern Jehoshaphat, and the might that he used, and how he warred, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And the remnant of the stews of the males, which remained in the days of his father, he put clean out of the land. There was then no king made in Edom, and Jehoshaphat made 10 ships in the sea, to come through Tarsus to Ophir for gold, but they went not, for the ships brake at Ozion Geber. Then said Ahaziah the son of Ahab unto Jehoshaphat, Let my servants go with thy servants in the ships. But Jehoshaphat would not. And Jehoshaphat did sleep with his fathers, and was buried with his father in the city of David his father. And Jehoram his son reigned in his stead. Ahaziah the son of Ahab began to reign over Israel in Samaria, the 17th year of Jehoshaphat king of Judah, and reigned 2 years over Israel. But he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and walked in the way of his father, and in the way of his mother, and in the way of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, which made Israel to sin. For he served Baal, and worshipped him, and provoked the Lord God of Israel unto wrath, according to all that his father had done. The end of the 3rd book of the Kings, after the reckoning of the Latins, which the Hebrews call the 1st book of the Kings,